Hey guys, it has been a day since my Garmin Forerunner 945 came and I did an unboxing for you guys. And since then it has been on my wrist. I went a run last night. I actually ran a half marathon. And I've been messing about with the watch faces, which is what most people normally do. They want to find the right watch face. And I've been looking at lots of the settings and screens and just trying to get a better idea of how it all works. So what I would like to do in this video is give my first impressions of the Garmin Forerunner 945 after using it for about a day. This, and I cannot stress this enough, this is not a full review. I need to test it more, I need to go for some swims, and yeah, I need to do more tracking and get a better impression of what I like and what I don't like, because there will be certain features that I really like just now. Maybe over time I won't like them as much, and there's probably some features just now that I haven't really delved deep into, or maybe I don't have a full appreciation of why they're good or why they've been integrated into the watch. So after a few weeks I'll get a better understanding of all of that. But I wanted to do a first impressions because the Garmin 945 is still being released. There's a lot of people waiting for this, and it probably won't be widely available on Amazon and in stores for about another month. So yeah, first impressions, not a review. So there's a few things that I like about this. There's a few things that clearly they need to work on. Overall, I am happy with the purchase, but I do think it is a minor upgrade. I said that in the video yesterday. I think it was Zenoff, he left a comment about that saying there wasn't enough to justify an upgrade from the 935. And I can see that, but it really does depend on what you're willing to spend, what you're looking for in a watch. I think it's more of an upgrade for people coming from older running watches or from a lower end, a lower spec Garmin running watch. Certainly if you've already got a top of the range 935, it's more of an evolution than a revolution. Cheesy statement, I know, but it's true. Right, so I'll talk about Garmin Pay first. This is something that they are pushing. Garmin Pay, they're using it in all their marketing material. It's in the main menu for the watch when you're using it, Garmin Pay. Like when you go to the shortcut menu, your wallet is there. And when you go to Garmin Connect, there's like a series of steps that they want you to do. And setting up your wallet, your Garmin Pay, your wallet, is something that they want you to do. And the idea with Garmin Pay is that if you're out there, you can just use your watch and just go, beep, buy a bottle of water or do whatever you have to do. Now, in theory, this is a fantastic feature, and it should be a feature that distinguishes this watch from others on the market. It's just, I'm going to say it's poorly implemented. That's not true. I think it's just poorly supported. So when you go into the app, it says add your bank account. So I added a Halifax MasterCard credit card. I added it, and then it said, sorry, your bank does not support it. Now, if this was obscure, I'd be like, oh, my bank is not the one that supports it. But yeah, they've kind of got it backwards because there only is about 5 bank accounts or 5 banks that actually support Garmin Pay. And some of the banks, I've never heard of them. They're not mainstream banks. So there's a few that do support it, but there's not many. It's a little bit annoying that they go through and they don't say, is your bank account supported here and give you a list of them. You have to go onto the website. You have to look at the list of the supported banks within your region in the UK. There's only about 5 in the UK just now. And yeah, it's annoying that you have to, I entered all my details and then it said, sorry, it's not supported, which is, I suspect, what 99% of people will be doing. They will be getting a message saying, sorry, your bank does not support this. So it's a little bit annoying. And looking at comments online, I'm not sure if this is true, but it doesn't seem that banks are receptive to this, or I'm not sure if Garmin are maybe not doing enough in the background to convince banks to support this. But it doesn't look like right now that there's enough banks supporting this feature. And if they don't support it, then this feature is, well, kind of pointless. If it's not going to be supported by mainstream banks, then yeah, it's a pointless feature, which is a shame because in theory this is a fantastic idea that you're out running and then you just click and you buy whatever you need to buy. Train ticket, bottle of water, protein bar, whatever it is you do when you're training. It's a great idea, but unless Garmin start getting mainstream banks on board with this, then it's a feature that they really shouldn't be pushing as much as they are. It might be different in Europe, it might be different in North America, maybe it's better supported over there. I saw one blogger saying that yes, it's poorly supported, but if you really want to use this feature, go and create an account with one of these banks, which It's kind of ludicrous. You shouldn't have to go and create a new bank account just so that you can use a feature. But yeah, hopefully that will be improved in the future, but I'm not sure. Music. Okay, so music is something that I was really looking forward to. It's probably the main feature that convinced me to upgrade music, because it means that I can run without an MP3 player. It means I can run without carrying my phone, which, you know, either jumps up and down my pocket or it's on my strap, my arm strap, which I always find annoying. And the music app is not perfect per se, but I must admit, like, taking everything into consideration, I really like it. Volume wise, it's quite good. When I'm listening to music via my phone with the same headphones, I normally had volume at about 75% when running, and I've only got the volume at about 50% using the Garmin 945. So, you know, clearly from a volume point of view, it seems quite good in that respect. But I did find that some of the music was quite bassy, and, you know, it just wasn't as crisp as it was via my phone. I haven't really delved too deep into it yet. I had a quick look, but I couldn't find a graphic equalizer. I couldn't find any settings about the bass or anything like that. Don't take that as gospel. There might be a setting for that. I need to look more into it. But my first impressions are that the volume of the music was really good, but the quality of the music wasn't as good as via my phone. But that's something that they can improve. I suspect they can add functionality for this later on. And to be honest, even if they never upgraded that or added functionality for that, then I'm sure I'd be happy with it, because it's just for running. It's not like I'm sitting, you know, relaxing with overhead headphones. It's just for running, and it's certainly sufficient for that. So audio quality is quite good, and you can hold the bottom left, the down button. You hold it in and it will go directly to your music, and you'll be able to see that there. So it's quite cool how it works, and when you play it, I was trying to connect to my headphones, which I can't do, they're not on. It's quite good how it works. Now, as far as getting music onto the watch, this is where maybe some people have a problem. At the moment, it's only supported by Deezer and Spotify. There is no support for any other streaming services, no support for Amazon Music, for Apple Music, for Google Play Music. Those streaming services are not supported yet. So hopefully in the future, within the next few months, hopefully there's support added for these streaming services. But at the moment, you've only got support for Spotify, which, you know, I acknowledge is one of the most popular ones, and Deezer. Now, interestingly, I do have a Deezer account, but I ran into a different kind of problem. A few months ago, I was listening to music, and I was listening via Amazon Music because I've got Amazon Prime. And my friend James contacted me and said, listen, I've upgraded my Deezer account so that my mum can have an account. And he had like 3 or 4 separate sub-accounts that he wasn't using. Why don't you use one? So, yeah, James was kind enough to set up a sub-account for me via Deezer. And it kind of works the same way. I just log in via his information, but then I go to my profile. When I synced Deezer through the Garmin app, it synced all his playlists and all his songs. So I could download his playlists and the music that he had added as favourites, etc. But I couldn't access, or I couldn't connect my sub profile. Now, I do recognise, I assume, 95% of people won't have that problem. Most people just have one account, and that's the account they use, you know, one payment per month, one account. I'm kind of piggybacking off my friend's account, but there is no support for that right now. That should hopefully be an easy fix. When Garmin fixes that, I don't know. But hopefully they do add that in the future, because there's a lot of music on Deezer that I could download and use, and, you know, change music on a regular basis very easily if they do add support for that. What I had to do was download the Garmin Express app on my Windows computer. I connected my watch via USB using the provided charger, and yeah, it works quite well. You just connect your watch and then it's just drag and drop. I just went to the folder that says add a folder to scan for music. Very, very easy. So no complaints. I'd like to see better support for streaming services, for Amazon Music and all these different services. I'd like them to add sub-profile accounts for Spotify and Deezer. But if they never add that, worst case scenario, drag and drop is not a major problem for me, because I do have some music stored on a hard drive. And yeah, so far I'm quite pleased with it. It was one of the features that I said, as I said, it's one of the features that I wanted to get in the Garmin 945. And I ran with it last night and it was pretty good. I must admit it was pretty good. So another feature I really liked, there's a few other cool features, like in the back here it talks about training status and maps. Had a quick look at the maps. Map support is definitely better as far as you can use it as a guide and walk around. You can download different maps and things like that, and it looks pretty cool. One of the features that I really loved last night, it sounds silly, but when I was running, normally what it would do when I was running with the 935 is when you reach mile 1 or 2 miles, whatever you've set your marker at, it would vibrate, and then when you look at your watch, it will say what a summary. I'll give you a summary of what your run was in the previous mile. So it might say 1 mile, average pace, 8-minute miles, or 8:05 or whatever. But it still does that. But what it does now also gives you an audio cue. So it would be like mile 8, and then it will say 8:05. And it sounds like such a little thing, but it's actually quite good that it says that, because it saves you having to look down at your watch. I did find it was a kind of robotic female voice, and I did find that sometimes, say I did like an 8-minute 40 mile, sometimes I looked down, it sounded like 8:30. So when you're running and you listen to music and, you know, all the kind of background noise in the when you're running outside, sometimes when she said certain numbers, it was hard to hear exactly which number she was saying. But I did find myself kind of looking down at my watch anyway when I did hear that. But I really do like the audio cue. I think it's really, really good. Now, another thing which I really do love is the summary of your activity at the end. So if you had a 935, and this is probably the same for older Garmin running watches, you know, running watches or older triathlon watches, when you finish your run at the end, you click save, and then it will come up like your anaerobic, you know, threshold and all this, and then it'll give you a very quick summary of your activity. But when you click back to save it, it's kind of gone. Like, you can't go back and check some of that information. You need to go to your phone and check it on the app. It's very different now. When you finish now, it shows you your activity, and there's so much more information with the activity now. You can see your laps, you can see your heart rate, you can see your threshold, you can see everything. You can scroll through the whole menu, and you can see lots of information about the run that you did and get a good analysis of the run that you just performed, or the swim, or the cycle, whatever you did. If you do go back as well, you can just go back into the activity and you can access that information at any time. What I'm trying to say is that with the 935, there was a lot of information on the watch that you couldn't even read through the watch. You had to go to the app to see that information. But there's more information via the watch now. You can access more information on the watch. So, you know, as I was saying, they're pushing this Garmin Pay and they're pushing maps and all these other things. But for me, that is one of the biggest upgrades for me. It's really good at the end to be able to go through and analyze everything without having to get your phone and check through the app. You can check it all through your watch. That I can't think of anything that tracks that the watch tracks that it doesn't show you via the watch now. So I think they've implemented that really well. It's a really good improvement. I don't know why it hasn't been added to older watches though. I see no reason why that can't be added to the 935 and they just do something similar. Hopefully they do. I do hope that Garmin continue to support the older watches as well. So yeah, after my run last night, I had a look through all the activities, etc. I was really happy with the music. The wallet side of it's a little bit annoying. There really isn't good support for it. I still need to go through and test the maps and all that. But the comment from Zenov in the comment area of the unboxing yesterday, he was saying the 935 isn't doing enough to justify an upgrade. I would say that for most people, I would say that's probably true. I really do think it is a minor upgrade. It is an expensive upgrade for me when I think about it. You know, I'm paying, you know, I'm buying a whole new watch just to get support for music. But the other features are quite good as well. But if you don't need music, I don't know if there's really enough there to upgrade. Certainly the Garmin Pay is not well supported, so I wouldn't upgrade for that. It's a minor upgrade, and I think the older your watch is, the older your running watch or triathlon watch is, the more reason you have to upgrade. If you're coming from the 935, which I know many of you are, you need to kind of weigh it up. Now, obviously, you can sell your watch. This is still worth quite a lot of money, and this hasn't really come down in price yet, so you can get a good price for this if you rush out and sell this soon. And hopefully it does come down in price so that people have an option. Maybe they can buy a 935 instead at a lower price point. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's enough for most people to upgrade. It certainly is a minor upgrade. They've improved the screen, kind of went backwards with the buttons. The music functionality, it has to be improved, but I'm really happy with it. It's saving me having to carry my phone. But is it worth a few extra £100? Is it worth going out and spending extra money? For most people, probably not. And I really do like this watch. Coming from the 935 though, it's not like you're getting something new and fancy per se. I mean, it's the same buttons, it's the same menu system. 90% or 90+% of everything that you do on a day-to-day basis is better. But I will do another video and I'll show you the menu system, because it will demonstrate and will really kind of show you guys how much more information they're showing you. There's a lot of new stats that they're giving you. There's a lot of new widgets and different things that you can see via your watch. So if you're someone that really does love your stats, I do think the 945 is a good option for you. But as far as 935 versus 945, you really do have to look into what's important for you, because it is a big upgrade. I'm not going to lie about it. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It is a first impressions video. It really is. I'm happy with the watch. I really am happy with the watch, but it's the same design. Everything really is the same. But I'm happy with it. I really am happy with it. The way that I look at this as well, I've used this every day for like 2 years or so, and I paid about $470 at the time, which sounds a lot of money, but the way I'm breaking it down is, well, it works out, 15 or 20 pounds a month or whatever. And for how much I use this, I track runs every week. I track swims whenever I do it. I track my steps. I track my sleep. For me, that is a relatively low cost for the information that it gives me, and it helps me track VO2 max and all these other things as well. And if exercise is important to you, or you're trying to lose weight or anything like that, then you have to weigh up the pros and cons of spending this kind of money on a watch. But I think if you are training on a regular basis, 5-6 days a week, I think it's easier to justify something like this. Certainly if you think, right, I'll be using this for the next 2 to 3 years. But this is something that I will delve deeper on in the future when I show you the watch, and when I have a better understanding of all the features. I'm still learning a lot of the features. You can tell that when you're listening to me. There's a lot of features I really, I'm still learning about. I know I've not covered a lot of the new tracking features, the map features and all that. I'm still testing it out. As far as the watch goes though, it is very good. But there's one thing that I haven't talked about as yet, and the reason is, as I said, first impressions. I'm still not sure if this is true or not, but the 945 does seem to get a signal quicker. Now, I don't know if that's just last night though, so I need to test that more. The reason I'm saying is sometimes when I get out of my house with my 935, I can be, I don't know if it's the position of my house or whatever, but it could be 10-15 seconds before I get a signal to go and run. This was almost instant. So I think they've improved the quality of the GPS that they're using. I think so anyway. But I don't know. I need to look into that more. I need to test it in lots of different situations, because I could say one thing and it could be the exact same sensor, and maybe I was just lucky yesterday. But that is something I will track and I will comment on in my full review. Thanks for watching, guys. And I said this yesterday in the unboxing, and I will say it again. If there's anything that you want me to test, I don't have a bike, but if there's any settings or anything that you want me to double check before you go and buy it, leave a comment. I'll do my best to answer it. And if it's something detailed, hopefully I can find the time to do a video and show you guys, how that particular feature works. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the continued support. And for those of you who are waiting for the 945 from certain companies, I hope you get it soon. I had a hassle. I had to wait a few weeks to get mine, but hopefully you guys will get yours very soon, and you can test it out and give me your feedback on it as well. I would love to hear your feedback on it if you do have the 945. It will help me with my final review, because you guys are probably looking at features that I haven't even looked at yet. So thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care.